destinies
Totally.
into wholeness. And she's also an entrepreneur, okay? So you see my bling today is from Poetic Trends Jewelry. And they were also featured on Netflix global hit Country Queen. If you haven't watched it, go see that. Then you'll see her jewelry. So we come to her life as a businesswoman. How did you start? And this is these are the things I want in my life. You know what I mean, eh? This is the things my life should be made of. Yeah, so how did you give birth to, and even when, by the way, because you were a carer for your mom, and then...
This has been running as a hobby.
As a hobby?
Yeah. So I was, after I was working with my dad.
Yeah, okay.
Who did antiques.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't know if most dads are like, oh, he was an antique dealer, but
right.
he didn't see value in the old pendants, and my grandfather was an antique collector.
Okay.
There was a box full of this sort of like,
yeah.
they say cassia. The story is very beautiful,
yeah.
again, because I then started wearing these elements.
Yeah.
Because this is not just jewelry.
No.
This is from Yemen, Africa. They were collected, and this is
okay.
what they wear, all the ladies wear.
Okay.
I'm talking about that necklace piece.
This one?
Right.
Okay.
So that pendant is basically Yemeni, you know, they wear it as their earrings,
yes.
or they wear it whatever. And I see beauty in this. I see craftsmanship.
It's like a chandelier.
Yeah, I see heritage, I see a story, I see art, I see so much in this. So I started creating my own pieces to wear for myself. So I would go to work, and a beautiful lady in a soul, and she's a poet, and her name is Sitawa. And she said, where did you buy this from? I would like to wear something like
right.
this. And I said, I've just designed it for fun. And she said, I'm coming in 2 weeks, and I'm going to buy a piece. And I thought, okay, really? Like, you have no confidence in even thinking. Even if people tell you
yeah.
and compliment you, how do you take it? That was our first opening line, right? So I said, okay, you know, I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to make a necklace.
Yeah.
And she bought it. And that birthed Poetic Trends. And trends is past, future, present. And the now.
Yes.
The present. So for me, this has Africa. This has our Indian heritage. This is a special art that they do in India.
Okay.
So I blended it with that, and these are healing our prayer beads.
Oh.
So it's elements strung together to wear it, so that it's literally a story. And I love women, and women who love Poetic Trends is literally, they're looking for that statement to say, oh, tell me, if you walk into a room, the women want a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And that's what Poetic Trends is. So you have a story to start an introduction in a meeting.
Yeah.
When you go into a meeting room, the first question someone will say, oh, that's a beautiful piece.
Yeah.
And already you're resonating confidence.
Obviously,
So
yes.
I think birthing Poetic Trends was this, and then I said past, present, future.
Yeah.
From old energy to recreating it to new energy, I do mix it with beautiful healing stones
right.
or prayer beads all over the world, whatever works in my...
So the spiritual element is in your pieces, from what I gather. Because
yes.
like, these are crystals, no?
These are rose quartz crystals,
yeah.
those are amethysts.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as I said, the modern, what's the future?
Yeah.
So I want people to wear heritage. I want this heritage to continue, craftsmanship to continue. I mean, that is my soul, and confidence. So a woman who's going to wear this is, now I want them to style up in a way that they're so confident with the healing properties. They're wearing everything
yeah.
that I am projecting
yes.
in the brand.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how did you get on Netflix? How did that happen?
So they were shooting a scene.
Yeah.
And I had clients, and they walked into that room, and they said, what? How are you MIA? And I was not that out there, because I was doing it as a hobby mindset.
Right.
And what shifted was from a hobby mindset to a business mindset.
Right.
So this was a leap, because I think we as moms, and then we're at home, we kind of get confused, right? Like, Dad's like, you're not coming to work because you got to prioritize your kids. But then that's the biggest statement where I'm like, hey, I am prioritizing my kids, but who tells you prioritize yourself? And this is like how my mom used to paint. My mom always painted when I was growing up. And this is intricate oil paintings. And she found the time. We were living in a family of 20 people. But where did she find the time to still be, to continue her essence? And that was her peace. And that was her happiness. And my happiness is designing. So I just see that, you know, when we have hobbies, be it a dance class that used to do hip hop at 16, you know, we stop all that. Once we get married and kids.
You pack it.
Isn't that true? And I'm here to tell people, unbox that stuff. And I think the brand Urvi Poetic or Poetic Trends sometimes overlap. Because I am one, and I've realized that when you find your purpose, and you know, we were talking about this earlier, that sometimes it's within us, and when you strike at it, it could be serving other brands to come together. And I'm loving that space right now. So collabing, so in Village Market, we've collabed with a beautiful Kenyan brand. She's also semi-Kenyan, Indian. She has organic cotton, or be it a brand from Paris who's you know, working with local talent to create clothes which are super beautiful. And it's that woman that I depict. And, you know, we had another one where we discussed stories. So it's been an interesting space where the brand is now also in the same space. And I you know, all of us have that purpose in us. So, you know, so sometimes if you close your eyes and you're not that happy at your workplace, or, you know, look within, because that soul is if it's itching for something that you really were, and that's what I call swadharma, or that's what you call your purpose. What are you here to serve? So as you said, you wrote a book, and then you hear serving stories that are going to inspire somebody in the audience. Be it a mother saying, wait, you know what, I actually like this, I'm going to try it. The one time you try it, tag me in it, because it's going to become an addiction, a good addiction.